Hello, and welcome to our deep dive. We are so happy you are joining us today.
Yes, thank you for listening.
If you are listening to this right now, you are probably getting ready for a very modern type of job interview. And let's be honest, the hiring world looks completely different today than it did even just a couple of years ago.
That is so true. Job interviews are, they are shifting really fast toward automation. And it is completely normal to feel a little uneasy or nervous when you realize your next big career move might depend on a conversation with a machine.
Exactly. So today, our entire mission is to explore the Micro1 AI interview process. We have looked through a massive pile of company guides, technical notes, candidate reviews, and expert advice.
Right.
Specifically, we are looking at the AI recruiter named Zara. We want to show you exactly what Zara asks and, more importantly, how you can pass this interview.
It is a really fascinating process to look at. When you read the reviews from candidates who have actually taken this interview, a common theme comes up. Logging into a website and realizing you are speaking to a digital avatar it can feel incredibly weird at first.
Yeah, I bet.
You might feel intimidated. You aren't trying to build a friendly connection with a human being. But here is the most important thing we found in the data. Zara is designed to be highly conversational.
Right. She actually talks back to you.
Exactly. She isn't just listening for one simple correct answer. The AI uses language processing to evaluate how you think. It looks at how you organize your problem solving and how clearly you share your ideas.
That is such a crucial point for you to remember. It really isn't a simple test of memorizing facts. It's a test of your reasoning. So we are going to break this entire experience down for you today. Let's start by looking at the types of questions you are going to face.
Sounds good.
Instead of just giving you a random list, let's talk about the specific categories Zara uses to evaluate you. What is the first one?
Well, Zara pulls from several different categories. They are built to test your hard technical skills and also your soft skills, like teamwork. The first area they almost always start with is your background and experience.
Okay, so what kind of question is that?
Very classic example is the standard prompt, "Tell me about yourself."
Oh, wow. That sounds like the easiest question in the world. But I noticed in the candidate forms that a lot of people actually fail on that one.
Yeah, they really do. They fail because they treat it like a casual chat. They start rambling about their entire life story. An AI does not understand a long story the way human does. It looks for clear logic and clear data points.
Right. So to answer this clearly and get a high score from the AI, you need to keep it very structured. A great strategy here is to use the 30-second formula. First, say exactly who you are professionally. Second, share your main key strength. And third, explain exactly why you are here for this specific job. By doing this, you give the AI simple, clear markers to understand.
That is a really solid strategy. It creates a clear, logical flow right from the start. Now, once you finish the introduction, the interview usually moves into technical or skill-based questions.
And these are going to be specific to the job you applied for, right?
Exactly. For example, if you are a front-end developer, Zara might ask how you make sure a website works on all different web browsers. Or if you are an AI engineer, Zara might ask how you choose a machine learning algorithm.
For these technical questions, you just need to be clear. Explain the tools you use simply. You might explain that you use standard HTML and CSS or standard testing methods. The main takeaway from our sources is this: do not just throw out a huge list of complicated tech words.
That is entirely true. The AI systems are smart enough now to measure the exact words you use. If you just list 10 programming languages without explaining how you actually use them, the AI sees that as a bad answer. Big words do not mean good communication to an AI.
Which naturally leads us to the next big testing area: scenario or problem-solving questions. Zara wants to see what you do when things break. So what kind of question would that be?
A common example from the candidate reports is something like, how would you diagnose a slow, lagging system in production? Or maybe, how would you use AI to detect fraud in real time?
Okay, so how should our listeners answer that clearly?
Well, these questions are meant to simulate a stressful situation. The AI does not need one perfect magic answer. It just wants to see your logical steps.
Right, so you have to frame the problem logically, out loud. First, define the problem. Ask yourself, what information do I have? Second, suggest a step-by-step solution. Use words like, first I would do this, and next I would do that.
Yes. That makes it very easy for the software to follow your words.
Exactly. And finally, always talk about how you would measure success. This proves to Zara that you don't just fix a problem, but you make sure it stays fixed.
It is all about showing a repeatable process. Now,
Yeah.
apart from fixing technical things, the system also tests your communication and teamwork skills.
I think this one is really interesting. What is an example of a teamwork question?
A great example from our research is explain how a recommendation system works to a marketing manager.
I love this one. It tests your ability to translate complex things for normal people. Explaining difficult tech to non-technical managers is a huge part of any senior job.
It really is.
So the absolute best way to answer this is to drop the heavy tech jargon completely. If you start talking about complex math to a marketing manager, Zara will lower your communication score. Focus on how the technology helps the business or how it helps the user.
Exactly. The AI is actively measuring how simple and clear your answer is. It wants to hear you keep the language easy to understand. You must focus on real-world results.
And that brings us to the final major category we found, motivation and personality fit. Interestingly, this is often where they test your understanding of ethics and safety.
Yes, safety is a huge focus right now.
What kind of question might Zara ask here?
Zara might ask something like, what are the risks of using AI language models in healthcare?
That is a critical evaluation point. To answer well, you have to show that you care deeply about safety. You want to mention specific things like data privacy.
Right.
Or you could mention the risk of an AI giving a wrong medical answer to a doctor. By pointing out these dangers, you show the AI that you think about the real human impact of your work.
Exactly. If you expect these 5 categories, background, technical skills, scenario logic, simple communication, and safety, you'll not be surprised by anything Zara asks you.
Okay, now that we know what kind of questions you will face, let's change direction. Let's talk about how to answer well. What are the specific strategies you need to deliver a high-scoring answer to a machine?
Well, platforms like Micro1 look for a clear, logical structure. The single biggest rule from all our sources is to be structured. The AI loves the STAR method.
Let's explain that simply for our listeners.
Sure. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. Or you can just think of it as past, present, and future.
Right, so your response must have a clear beginning, a middle, and an end. Humans can follow a messy story that jumps around, but an AI struggles with that. Start by stating the problem, outline the action you took, and finish with the business result.
The second major rule is to be very clear and direct with your time. This is a really fascinating technical detail. The AI systems measure how long you speak. Our sources show that if an answer goes past 2.5 minutes, the system starts to lose focus.
Wow, really?
Yes, it starts logging your extra words as filler. And if you have a long, wandering 5-minute answer, you will definitely lose points for bad communication.
That is such a great tip for you to remember. Keep your answers under 2 minutes whenever you can. Say what you need to say, and then just confidently stop talking.
Exactly. Less is more.
The third rule is to give specific examples. When you describe a successful project, use numbers. Did you increase user engagement by 20%? Using hard numbers gives the AI solid data to score, and you should naturally use keywords from the job description.
But don't just read a list of words like a robot. You have to speak conversationally.
Right. Speaking conversationally is so important, but what happens if things go wrong? What if Zara asks a question that you just don't understand?
That is going to happen to a lot of people. The fourth rule we found is to simply stay calm. If you don't understand a question, do not panic. Candidates on tech forums pointed out that Zara is a conversational AI. You can actually pause and ask her to say the question again.
That is amazing. You can just ask the AI for help.
Yes. The software handling Zara is perfectly able to process a request for clarification. You will not lose points for asking her to rephrase the question.
So you can just look at the camera and say, could you please explain that question in a different way? That is a perfectly professional way to handle a difficult moment.
It really is. Now, the fifth strategy is about optimizing your body language. A lot of people think that because it is an AI, it only listens to your voice. But that is not true. These AI systems analyze the live video feed. They track your face and your physical movements.
What exactly should you be doing with your body to ensure the AI gives you a good score?
First, you must maintain eye contact directly with your camera. Do not look down at the screen. The software tracks your eyes. Looking at the camera lens tells the algorithm that you are paying attention. Second, you need to sit up straight. Good posture registers as professional confidence.
That makes total sense. And what about facial expressions? I read you should smile, but not too much.
Right, you should smile naturally. But the AI can detect a fake smile. A forced smile that never leaves your face will be marked as highly anxious behavior. Just keep your face relaxed. Finally, use calm, controlled hand gestures. If you wave your hands around too much, the AIs might think you are nervous.
So look directly at the camera, sit up straight, smile naturally, and control your hands. Honestly, that is great advice for a human interview, too.
Definitely. The AI is just looking for the same positive signals a human recruiter wants to see.
All right, I think the best way to really understand this is to hear it in action. Let's do a mini role play for you so you can hear exactly what a successful answer sounds like. I will act as the AI interviewer, Zara. You act as the candidate.
Sounds great.
We will speak slowly and clearly, which is exactly how you should speak during the real test. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Hello. Please explain how a recommendation system works to a non-technical marketing manager.
A recommendation system operates a lot like a highly observant digital store clerk. First, it looks at the data of what a customer has clicked on in the past to understand what they like. Then, it compares that data against our inventory to suggest new products they are likely to enjoy. Ultimately, this personalization helps drive user engagement and directly increases our sales.
Let's pause right there. That was a perfect answer. Listener, notice exactly why that works so well for an AI. First, it was very short, only 3 sentences. Second, it used a simple idea about a digital store clerk, which avoids confusing technical jargon. And third, it specifically connected the technology to the business by mentioning user engagement and sales.
It is all about keeping the logic simple. Let's try one more example.
Great idea. Let's do a scenario question focused on ethics and safety. Here we go. What are the risks of using large language models in healthcare?
There are 2 primary risks to consider when using language models in healthcare. The first major risk is data privacy, because patient records are highly sensitive and we must follow security rules. The second risk is medical misdiagnosis, because AI models can sometimes generate incorrect information. To fix these risks, I would make sure we remove patient names from the data and ensure we always have qualified doctors review the AI suggestions before any patient treatment happens.
And we will stop there. Look at the structure of that response. He explicitly said, there are 2 primary risks to consider. By saying that first, he gave the AI a perfect roadmap of his answer. He named specific risks like privacy and misdiagnosis, and most importantly, he provided a safe, clear solution by suggesting doctors review the AI.
By presenting a structured problem and a safe solution, you prove to the AI that you are a mature professional.
We have covered so much ground today. We talked about the specific types of questions Zara will ask, from your background to complex problems. We discussed using the STAR method, keeping your answers under 2 minutes, and managing your body language.
We really did. And as you prepare for your interview, I want to encourage you, do not let the artificial intelligence part scare you. At the end of the day, an AI interview is still just an interview. The same rules of confidence and clear speaking still apply.
Absolutely. Your absolute best tools are your own confidence and your ability to speak clearly. Also, before you log in, please make sure your technical setup is good. Sit in a room with bright lighting so the camera can see your face. Find a quiet space with 0 background noise. And use a good microphone if you have one.
That preparation is so important. As we finish up this deep dive, there is one final really interesting detail from our research that I want to share with you.
Oh, what is that?
After you finish your conversation with Zara and log out, the system goes to work immediately. It instantly generates a highly detailed interview report and sends it straight to the company.
Wait, immediately?
Yes. Within just about 20 minutes, the system processes all your audio and video to generate an AI match score. It perfectly rates your human soft skills. It gives the employer a solid score for your vocabulary, your grammar, and your critical thinking abilities.
That is genuinely amazing. It grades our human communication skills in just 20 minutes.
It does. And this leaves us with a profound thought for you to ponder. If an AI system can evaluate our human communication skills this accurately and this instantly, will human-to-human job interviews soon become a thing of the past?
Wow, that is a massive question to end on. It is definitely something for you to think about as you set up your camera and prepare for your next big opportunity. Just remember, structure your thoughts, look right into the lens, and be confident. You've got this. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We will catch you next time.